Today we're gonna take a closer look at some amazing projects, from realistic sculpting, awesome simulations to 2D animations, geometry nodes, and much more. Last month, the talented YouTuber/filmmaker KMPixels hit again with a short horror film titled The Backrooms found footage. His channel blew up with the release of Attack on Titan realistic remakes using only Blender and After Effects. This time, he recreated one of the most popular urban legends / creepypasta of the internet pop culture, The Backrooms, which tells a story of an endless randomly generated office rooms forming a scary and oppressive environment where you can find various creatures hostile to people, so-called entities. As viewers are asking for more, he is releasing now a series of short videos where each of them is giving more details about the story. He also successfully merged between live-action footage and 3D Blender renders of the environment while making everything look very realistic. Jumping now to Kheezwara, an incredible city environment inspired by the architecture of the Middle East, made entirely using Blender by Max, a 3D environment artist from Poland known for his amazing Blender projects. These final results were achieved using only Blender and of course Photoshop. He has been working on similar projects last year in his Velvet Road series. He's aiming to represent every culture in his renders, and we can cite Novgorod and Montreal that look very awesome. He manages to blend together the textures really well, and the amount of details is just crazy. He decided to work on small cultures in order to post often. His last work he had shared is Backrooms project, following the same vibe as the previous one we can see here. Here is another amazing Blender artist that didn't take a break last year. Addons posted a 1-minute short film that features a unique race scene of a Lamborghini, and even though this project is not new, it is worth talking about. The visceral feel of speed has been expressed successfully by the sketch look of the background using the powerful grease pencil tool, in addition to camera shake. His animation skills are very impressive, in a way that makes us feel the driving physics and the satisfaction of the transition from 2D concept to a realistic 3D scene. This shows us the great potential of 2D frame-by-frame animation workflow within the 3D workspace of Blender, and how merging the two dimensions can lead to stunning results. All you need nowadays is a camera, a green screen, and Cycles axe to create epic scenes that live up to movies' quality. The VFX artist Norman posted a breakdown video on his channel of this scene he created using green screen in Blender 3. He set up the lighting in the scene in a way that is seamlessly merged with 3D environments composed of simply but effective models of boxes and weapons, which goes perfectly with the Call of Duty vibes. Camera reflections and depth of field played a major role in making the background that look more realistic, and made the actor look more integrated to it. Now hold on to your nodes, because you are not ready for what is coming next. Blender Raz presented some of his geometry nodes projects, all stacked in a 2-minute video breakdown that he released recently. In each of these projects, every single leaf, tree, cable, wall, or even bird's motions are node-based, and they all interact with each other in a non-destructive way. Since the release of Blender 3, he has been pushing the limits with geometry nodes, as we can see. These nodes are used to change the object geometry in a more complex way than regular modifiers. It is almost hard to describe how powerful this new feature is, considering how much it allows an artist for animation and motion graphics to change the way they work and all the crazy stuff they are able to do, providing the new style of 3D workflow for Blender users. Next, we have a character rig presentation titled Tricky Turntable by Martin Zander as a result of his graduation project at university. He thought about how to present his work in a funny way, so he made this short animation showcasing his cool rig. Everything was modeled in Blender 3, and the character mainly relied on Rigify add-on that comes with the software, and has a detailed face rig that can handle various and complex expressions. However, it is very easy to animate using intuitive additional shape key controllers that are well shown in another video called Face Rig Demonstration. Even though it is not the main topic of his project, I would like to note that the closed simulations were on point, and the animation overall was fun to watch. The Flip Fluids add-on development team has shared for the second time the customer reel of 2021. During last year, Blender artists from all over the world have submitted their animations using the add-on to make this compilation possible. To me, this is by far the greatest simulation add-on you can use within Blender. It enables us to use the popular flip animation technique we can find in professional tools as if it was a native tool. This is 6 minutes of pure satisfactions for the eyes that show the power of this add-on by allowing artists to simulate millions of foam, bubbles, and spray particles that all participate in making the realism of the body liquid and the 3D scene as a whole. The development team is going to organize another one that will begin in mid-2022. So if you are interested, I suggest you take a look at their website. We're gonna take a look now at some breathtaking stylized animated art pieces produced by the digital artist Scott. His fantastic collection features blooming cartoon-style characters in a cozy and colorful environments with clean shadows and outlines. These environments are clearly made for video games. In my opinion, this flat 2D plane style of characters that is constantly facing the camera fits just perfectly with this type of games. He clearly made a great choice, even the 3D characters are well implemented in this orthographic view of game levels. This animation represents the images that came to the artist's head when he listened to Sia's song Snowman. You know an artist is really talented when he manages to successfully transmit the feelings he wants to communicate. This is a stunning frame-by-frame animation, also using the grease pencil tool, with a warm glowing material applied on it that interacts with the 3D dark environment surfaces using an emission shader for the character. And the dizziness of the character is emphasized with a nicely animated camera, which looks cool. A self-taught 3D artist named MD8, who specializes in realistic 3D character modeling, posted his last piece of work recently, which is, you guessed it, a very detailed character model of Taylor Swift made mainly using ZBrush, Substance Painter, and Blender for the hair particle system and rendering in cycles. I wonder how this project didn't get a bigger attention, because it surely deserves it, considering the difficulty and the challenge that the artist faced when creating something like this. It's really hard to guess from the first glance that this image is not real. The artist behind it modeled and rendered this beautiful landscape in Blender based on nature photography. For the trees, he used the Grove add-on, which is a realistic tree generator that matches the detail of the popular industry standard Speed Tree software. As for the fog, he used the principal volume shader and added some noise to its density for a more natural result. This is another character sculpting project on our list, a stylized 3D character representing the South Korean singer Lee Jeong aka IU. The piece was named after one of her titles, which is the one the artist was listening to while making it. Not only sharing the stunning results, she also posted the full time-lapse of the whole process on her YouTube channel, where she usually posts all her work in detail. For me personally, watching time-lapses of 3D character modeling is just rewarding and motivating. This one is special because this 3D environment artist decided to make a 3D illustration of another 2D illustration of Evergreen Queen by recreating the same drawing style in Blender. Margarita posted her work in detail. Her goal was to achieve the same result as the 2D drawn version. She tried to repeat every shape and object, and she applied toon shaders and painted the textures to match the style as perfectly as possible, and the result just looks amazing. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it around. You can also check some of our previous videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.